Alright, Shalom, this is the brother Adulterer from GMS South Carolina camp and part of the GMS North Carolina camp that teach in Charlotte. Alright, I want to first and foremost give all praises to Yahweh Shemal Shai. Double honors to those, a great millstone taught me this truth. And Shalom to the Hakim out there pushing the truth and sincerity. This is going to be a lesson using another example with the history. Alright, to show that even during the time of Abraham, okay, the nations, talking about the heathens, even they had respect towards not committing adultery, okay, because I did a lesson before about Joseph and, you know, going into history about that, but I'm going to focus on Abraham. Okay, and just bring it out. Okay, well, Abraham and the account with Isaac as well, with this king of the Philistines. I think he's of the Philistines. His name is Abimelech. Okay, all right, because you it came out like about 2 weeks ago. You got this simple ass nigga, Mahar, BedYah. Okay, he was part of that whole camp that got basically pushed out, the St. Louis camp, and this nigga, he made like almost a 10-minute, was it like 9.5, almost a 10-minute so-called confession of adultery, you know, and he didn't seem very apologetic about it, you know, and the Lord's gonna destroy him. But this is, like always, you always find the good out of the bad, so this is another opportunity to highlight the integrity of men of the Lord, alright, and even the views of the men in the ancient world, either heathen, meaning of the other nations outside of Israelites, which are, the Israelites are your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American descent, and even our fathers, how they dealt with certain situations like this. So let's get into it. I'm gonna start with get Romans. I ain't gonna try to make this long. Romans 15:4, it says, "For whatsoever thing were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." Okay, so these accounts were written for our learning. Alright, that's why it's important to read the history. Alright, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 11. "Now all these things happen unto them for examples," talking about our fathers, "and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come." Admonition means warning or exhortation. Alright, encouragement, instruction, and for warning. Okay, and these are examples. So it's important to get into the history, not only just world history, but mainly our history, which is contained in the scriptures. Alright, because it's for our learning, and these accounts or acts that happen of our fathers there are for examples for us to apply today. Okay, and they're used for teaching as well. So this is verse 12. 1 Corinthians 10:12. "Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it." Okay, so this guy, the Lord didn't want him, talking about Mahar, BedYah, which BedYah ain't even Hebrew, that's Yiddish. Okay, like I said before, he said BedYah means servant of Yahweh, where the word servant in the Hebrew is ibad. Okay, ibad, not bid. Okay, it's ibad, and then Yah short for Yahweh. And he said Mahar means ready. So his name meant ready servant of the Lord, but he wasn't ready to serve the Lord. Okay, because the Lord gave him over to his wickedness. Okay, and he committed adultery. All right, fucking wicked ass nigga, man. This is 2 Timothy 3:16. It says, all scripture is given by inspiration of God, and is profitable for doctrine, and for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of God may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. So all scripture is given to you, all right, for those things, and profitable for doctrine, meaning your teachings, for reproof, meaning correction, all right, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, all right. And brothers shouldn't, what's the word? They shouldn't neglect the history just because it's not always the most, to most people it ain't the most glorious thing to get into, but it is valuable. Okay, this is Psalms 119:24. Thy testimonies also are my delight and my counselors. Okay, so it's the testimonies, all right, which is contained in the scriptures, the Old and New Testament. All right, they should be your delight and your counselors. All right, giving you a sound purpose, plan, advice. All right, so you should be desirous to go into the history. All right, this is Job 8:8. It says, for inquire, I pray thee, of the former age. Age meaning a period of time. All right, the formal age. So that means the Bible teaches you to search out history and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers. For we are but of yesterday and know nothing, because our days upon the earth are a shadow. Shall not they teach thee and tell thee and utter words out of their heart? Okay, so it's important. All right, go to Deuteronomy 32:7. It says, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy fathers, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. That's right, so you got to get into the history. And when you read the scriptures, all the prophets, even the Lord, who people even call Jesus Christ, Yahushua, he knew the history of the Bible, of his forefathers, and he even used it many times to correct or confound the Pharisees when they came up against them. Alright, so there's no excuse. You should know the history. This is Psalms 44:1. We have heard with our ears, O God, our fathers have told us what works thou didst in their days and in the times of old. Okay. Alright, so you should be looking it out. I'll give one more script and then we go into the topic. This is 1 Samuel 12:7. Okay. It says, now therefore stand still. I start at 6. 1 Samuel 12:6. And Samuel said unto the people, it is the Lord that advanced Moses and Aaron, and that brought your fathers up out of the land of Egypt. Now therefore stand still, that I may reason with you before the Lord of all the righteous acts of the Lord, which he did to you and to your fathers. Okay, so as a man of the Lord, you should be averse in the history of our fathers, and also use it as a means to teach and instruct and reason with our people to trust in the Lord and to follow the righteous examples of our father, and to show what the consequences or repercussions of those who that committed acts of wickedness, so that you can learn not to follow their way. Okay. Alright, so the history is important. Alright, so let's get into it. Let's go to let's Genesis